Hello everyone and welcome to another SCPH replay sent in by the community. This one gonna be a PVZ one more time, and this is gonna be game number 2 in our matchup. So again guys, this was part of the SIBOL qualifiers, and let's get it on into the action. Introducing our players right here, right now. Here on the bottom left, we got Cypem on that red Zerg. In the meantime, on the top right, it's going to be eXoDaSh on that blue Protoss, and we are going to be on New Repugnancy for this matchup. So in the last one, Cypem able to take the win, just eking it out in even matchups, and overall just a torrent of units coming the way of poor eXoDaSh on King's Cove. But for now, here into New Repugnancy instead. And thank you guys for tuning on in and checking out all these SIBOL qualifier games. We should be done by Friday, and as I said, we are gonna do one per day unless you guys are able to send me another series in the SIBOL bracket. In the meantime though, the drone and the probe having a little bit of the dash and the slash fighting each other. And we are gonna get a gateway right here, right now for eXoDaSh to start things off. Pretty standard stuff. Hatchery first though for Cypem. And no spawning pool as of yet, except by the 1 minute 18 mark instead. So all about the economy here for Cypem. He's feeling confident after eXoDaSh pretty much just left him to his own devices for most of King's Cove. But anyway, this probe being the peskiest pest in the world, zapping down those drones, giving them a little bit of the shock and awe. 2020, it is 40 HP for both units though. And I believe the SCVs are the one who are the tankiest in 45, maybe? I'm not too sure. But the next point now being built, cybernetic score going to be there as well. And we are going to get our standard wall right here, right now on New Repugnancy. So 2 bases secured here for the Protoss and counting. In the meantime, Cypem gonna do the same. The hatchery almost ready to go. The drone turning into something else. And here we go into the structure. Gonna get them queens out and about as well. And you're gonna see Cypem has this build to a T. Double pumping out those queens instantaneously. Getting metabolic boost at such a good time convention as well. Having enough for the economy as well as his macro. Gonna be able to get those larvae pretty early. And keep pumping out those units as much as he can. Anyway, speaking of the pump outs, we are gonna get eXoDaSh warping in to Adepts. The gateway gonna be busy with that one. And in the meantime, this is what I usually see from eXoDaSh in the things he sends. Twilight Council early on into the game. I'm expecting Blink Stalker or even them Adept Glaive upgrades with that attack speed. We'll see which one he's gonna go for. Anyway, Creep Tumors now being sped by Cypem. And the Overlord is gonna be able to scout out the wall. The Adepto gonna get spotted by that third base. And eXoDaSh gonna go for the hits, smacks that hatchery down, and gonna give Cypem a little bit of a warning before anything else. So a shade now into the backline. The Zerglings though are in position, and will the Adept go for it? Very ambitious, there's a surround! And eXoDaSh even gonna go for the fight, but this is too much damage done. The Adept gonna warp back to the gateway. The other Adept now standing guard, gonna be a Sentinel right here, right now. Another gateway out and about, and the Twilight Council early into Dark Shrine! Oh my god, I love this! So when behind, go Dark Shrine, and apparently that one Adept is enough to be behind in the first place. So the second base is gonna have this Dark Shrine, and the question is, can Cypem actually scout this one out? The Overlord is of course on top of the cliff, just paying attention to the front line, but damn, that is gonna be a scary thing. In the meantime, is this Overlord speed coming our way? So Cypem already having a little bit of an idea of what's coming his way. The Adepto in position, we are gonna get sentries as well for that force field. And eXoDaSh has to hide this Dark Shrine as much as he can. This has to be a surprise attack coming our way. The Overlord though gonna get that speed, will scout on to that main, sees the robo facility instantaneously, and the gateways are gonna be there as well. Now will the Overlord actually fly into that second? The sentries are gonna go for the dissuade real quick. And here comes the beam. Can Cypem see it? Oh, barely! He doesn't see this part. This is the only part of the map he can see right now. And he sees the pylon. And there you go! He sees the Dark Shrine. It's out and about. And we're already gonna get Burrow right here, right now from our Zerg. He needs 4 crawlers ASAP. And here he does have 3 instantaneously. I love it. Good reaction there from Cypem. eXoDaSh has such a small timing window right now to make this effective. A little unfortunate there, the sentry is just not doing enough damage. You might have needed a Stalker too, just to shut that one down. And Cypem getting the information that he needs to keep on with this fight without getting bodied by the Dark Templar. But still, we do have eXoDaSh going for it. He is going to be warping in a few of those DTs at the same time. He will have a Warp Prism in to play. And oh, an Archon here for eXoDaSh. Instead of using the DTs purely, he's going to start things off with an Archon drop from the Warp Prism. It's a standard opening here for the Protoss. It's a standard drop play rather, and a Phoenix right now to go for the Scout, smacks that Overlord on down. Of course, Cypem knows that's a hallucination came from the Sentry. But anyway, Warp Prism now going on to the south hand side. Cypem should see this. The Overlord and the Warp Prism gaze eyes longingly. Sounds like a fan fiction, but now it is gonna be the truths. Into the base they go. The Zerglings sprouting their wings, and what is Cypem really doing with his tech structure? We've talked about eXoDaSh for quite a while with that Dark Shrine. But in the meantime, Bailing Buzz seems to be a go here for Cypem. Roach Warren gonna be there as well. And here we go with Lair Tech to keep the upgrades flowing. But anyway, where is the Warp Prism? Where is it actually gonna go to? Seems like the south side is the proper answer. And eXoDaSh now oversaturating his lines, might want to expand in just a bit. But the Overlord getting the intel, getting the value right there, right then. The Queens are trying to get in position, but here comes the Warp Prism onto the south hand side. The one Queen will see this, but the Archons are going to go for the drop instead. And these guys quite strong against massive Zerglings. A few of that drop micro though, being well done by eXoDaSh. Goes for the load, unload, keep them alive. And easy takedowns there, and then Warp Prism abuse right now from our Protoss player. But the Queens keeping on the pressure, forcing the Warp Prism away. And what will Cypem respond with? He's not playing air at all as of yet. Instead, Overlords are just flying around the map. Really, it's funny to see that many Overlords keeping on flying as much as possible. Something breaks though in the main base of eXoDaSh. By the way, seems like both sides have struck an accord. A little bit of a ceasefire so far, keeping the macro on up. The Overlord's still running around, 18 HP in a dream. And goddamn, this is just an opportunity for eXoDaSh, honestly, to get a Stargate, get some Phoenixes to shut those down. But he does need the minerals and gas for his build instead. So anyway, speaking of the build, here comes the ground game. Stalker is an Immortal. We have some Sentries, a Probe. We also have some Archons as well. And eXoDaSh does know that Cypem saw it, so he did go for some DT play. Instead, wanting to balance it out, could have actually been cheeky with it. But that's really good about the Dark Templar in StarCraft 2. It's not an all-in kind of sense. If you go I mean, back in the day, of course, you only need Templar Archives for DT. But now they do have the option, just in case you feel like your DT are just dying all the time, turn them into Archons instead. And the Phoenix now, gonna get hallucinated one more time to go for the Scouts. Roach Ravager though, scary army force here for Cypem. Anyway, onto the outside goes the Zerg. Goes a Val, trying to get the hits onto Warp Prism. Not gonna happen. In the meantime, it's still 3 base Zerg versus 2 base, up to 3 base rather, Protoss. So both sides trying to even it out, but eXoDaSh should have a little bit of the advantage in that situation. Anyway, the Zerg force, onto the east side they go, going to the center of the map. In the meantime, onward north does eXoDaSh go to. Looking for a base or two, just in case, trying to find out where the front lines, where the reaches of the Zerg force is. So poor Overlord again, getting shot on down. Warp Prism taking damage to the Bile. Good shots there from Cypem just to dissuade his opponents. But damn, this Phoenix is so annoying, honestly. It doesn't even do anything in the first place. Does get us out. Here goes the Bile, and he might blow something up. No, it doesn't happen. Could have actually blown up his own Bailing right there, right then. At least he is safe for the time being. For now, though, Lair Tech still in our repertoire here for the Zerg. +1 on range and +1 on ground weapons here for our 2 players. Extractor though, gonna be built. We'll try to get some more gas. Cypem in the meantime, maxing out his mineral and gas usage. Very good, very efficient play here for Cypem. Keeping up with the macro. 7 Bailings coming our way. We have some Roaches, a Hydra then as well. Might not hurt. We are looking into a fort here for our Zerg player. But for now, eXoDaSh went for a little bit of an expedition. Ended up seeing absolutely nothing. Does have a Dark Templar just in the middle of all of that. But he doesn't go for Blink as of yet. Blink Dark Templar, always a fun unit to see. But is it the most effective? Not per se. It is good for the escape. It gives them a little more mobility. But overall, I think they're pretty much just for suicide missions against workers and light units. Anyway, this third base now being whittled down. The Nexus point quite low already. In the meantime, the army taking their sweet time. They don't care about this production structure. And there you go. Down it goes. The Stalker goes into the front line. Here we go for the force field. One Roach gets caught. His leg getting stuck by that force field. The Baldo does blow that one up. And eXoDaSh again has to spend some minerals to keep that one up. In the meantime, we are seeing a little bit of action here on the bottom left. A little bit of a guard right there, right then. Probably a little bit of a drop. Maybe DT or two. But anyway, the Bailings now getting taken down. The Observer is in position. And Cypem looking to retreat. Doesn't want to fight here in the middle of the map. eXoDaSh looking scary, especially in funnel situations. The force field as well as the Archon splash damage always going to be key. Now eXoDaSh going to be playing out in the open and Cypem will take advantage of that one. eXoDaSh forces back on out through the buildings they go. Here comes the Bile. The Warp Person will get taken down and good shots there from our Red Zerg. For now though, eXoDaSh deciding, okay, I'm gonna go rotate. I will go to the left hand side instead. Gonna clean up these creep trimmers as well. But we are gonna see another brawl. Here we go again. Bile now being tossed. Will hit his own units. Does hit that sentry as well. The force field's gonna be there. But the Immortal's quite slow. We'll have to engage. Maybe here we go with the strategic recall. And that one poor Immortal gonna get left behind. As well as the Stalkers. As well as that Zealot. As well as that Archon. Really goes to show that the Protoss does not care about any kind of units. You go for a recall and it's like, whoever's there, that's pretty much the show. Anyway, here we go again. Dark Templar now in production, and will we see an attack on to the basis of our Zerg players? Seems like it's not going to be the case so far. But here we go again. Zealots now being warped on in. We are going to get some more pylons as well as some Archons. And a scary force between the two. And we are going to get the brawl. Force field in the middle. Pylon going to get for the toss. The Zealots easily taken down by the Spines. And the Roaches and the Ravagers still sticking together. 4 legs good. 2 legs apparently not so good, says the Zerg. You know what's even better? Those Ravagers having what? 6 legs, I believe? Maybe even 8. They are quite large and pretty much in charge of the force so far. And yeah, 6 leg is here for our bile spewing friendos. Anyway, more Bailings now being morphed on in. You can really see these cocoons just spinning massive so far. For now though, we have one probe out in the open. He's trying something, that's for sure. This one probe might be an absolute hero so far. But look at that macro. Cypem so ahead and doing so many things. Go for the Lurker. Spire gonna be there as well. 3 Spines, 1 Spore. Got some drones, an Overlord, +2 on melee, +1 on Carapace, and some movement speed for our Roaches. In the meantime, eXoDaSh playing the army pretty much primarily. Will decide to get +3 in to ground weaponry. And here we go again with the brawl. The Zealot with the charge on it. The Queen's taken down easily. And now Cypem not really responding so far. He's a little busy with something else. The Spine Crawlers though trying to get in position, trying to morph on in. And they are getting some really good hooks so far into the game. Now 164 to 200 supply. Can the Zerg win this one out? It does seem like they do have the advantage, but still, Protoss is a scary, scary force. This probe, though, has stayed pretty much all throughout the game here on this side. Just been watching, waiting for something to happen. The charge on in, though! Gonna blow a few of those Zealots up. Who really wins that one out? I think Cypem should be a little happy about blowing the Zerglings, the Zealots rather there, even though he did use up some gas in the first place. But yeah, anyway, Cypem right now going for the long-range mining. In the meantime, we will see a little bit of a flash. What's going on there? See some sentries. Stalkers can be into play as well. And in the meantime, here comes the Overlord, Overseers rather. We are going to get a Changeling for some reason to go for the Scouts. And a Changeling just looking like a, you know, it looks like a really weird blob creature. I feel like Changelings are a lot scarier in StarCraft lore compared to being in a game. But anyway, seems like this might be the eye of the tiger, the calm before the storm. We're coming up to those library steps, gonna be brawling into the action. And let's get into the fight, into the fray, into the fun. As eXoDaSh go into the south hand side, the charge lot, the Changeling rather, of the charge lot. Gonna be seeing that one out. Shield barriers though into play. Guardian Shield right now. Flow playing on. And here we go again with the Brawl Force Fields though. Gonna cut off that side. And this seems good for eXoDaSh so far. Because he has a bigger force against the smaller force. On the other hand side, there's a lot more sustain right here right now for eXoDaSh as well as those shield batteries. Everything from Cypem torn apart. And that is pretty much how she wrote in for eXoDaSh. Exactly how he wanted to play. Beautiful force fields again from our Protoss player. And now Cypem on the back foot. Has the back on now. He doesn't have too much minerals and gas in the back. attack, and he is gonna go for Corruptors of all things. Will he even make it to Broodlords? That'll be the real question, because eXoDaSh is playing nothing in the air so far. The Roaches, the Hydralisk, trying to still stay on. Force Field's not into play one more time. The Archon's out in front. Here we go with the charge. Notch giving chase. That Spinecrawler, though, being pesky, then damage done will get blown up. Here comes the Broodlings as well. And eXoDaSh looking so unstoppable so far. Here we go with another Warp Cycle. And it's gonna be the Stalkers into play. Still doesn't have Blink, though. And we are gonna get some Broodlords now from Cypem. Can they make it in time? 5 Cocoons out in the open. And an opportunity for eXoDaSh to take the win already. Can he actually blow these ones up? If Cypem loses this might be game over, man. Game over. There's the cancels. Forced out by our Protoss player. One Broodlord comes out. It will get taken down instantaneously. And eXoDaSh just cleaning the Zerg infestation up. This has to be how the aliens want to do this. Well played there to eXoDaSh. And with just one fight, he takes the win overall. You cannot stop the Protoss Deathball in a situation like that. And well played there, Cypem getting stuck with those Corruptors, trying to turn them into Broodlords. Didn't happen. And GG well played to both. So the score now 1 apiece. We are going to get a game tree tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. Till the next one.